out of Nigeria in the last
hour. One of the worst disasters on the African continent in recent memory.
116 people, including 85 South Africans, were killed.
On television, they were showing us that the building had been bombed. And they were showing us this aircraft. We would give family cash. Basically, we were silencing them.
The families were lied to. The aeroplane story is just pure lie.
In Jesus' name!
The building collapse is a good example of everyday life under TB Joshua. It's just a series of cover-ups.
Would you like to visit the Synagogue Church of All Nations, Lagos, Nigeria?
These foreign visitors would come from all across the world.
He would send people and say, go and see what they charge at a 5-star hotel in America. Like, I'm worth that. Like, they can't come here and expect God to give them something for nothing.
The guest house was a huge business industry.
People were also desperate for healing. They would pay this ridiculous amount.
Hello, people. I would like to welcome you to Didi's React. I've been a lot quiet about this particular trend on TB Joshua. I try as much as possible not to use my platform, any of my platforms at all on YouTube, to attack men of God. But there's something that interests me in all of these BBC documentary. Of course, if you've not watched, if you don't know, BBC ran a documentary, 3-series documentary on TB Joshua, which they call Disciples, the Cult of TB Joshua. You can go watch it up on BBC, and then you will live for yourself. You will conclude for yourself if what you saw is real or not. In as much as I'm not here to say that TB Joshua is fake or is real, I know that finally it will be left for you to come up with your own conclusion. There are some of you that it doesn't matter the level of facts you see on the ground, you will still want to believe what you want to believe. So I am not here to convince you otherwise. But there is just one question I have in mind. In fact, that's what troubles me in all this. There's been a claim of falsehood, that everything about TB Joshua was a cover-up, that the miracles are fake, that the healings, testimonies, and is all about making money, is a whole lot of things. In fact, I tire, all right? I'm just tired about the whole thing. I'm not here to re-echo what BBC said. I just wanted to go watch it. When you watch it, you can tell if they are really telling the truth. Reach that conclusion for yourself. Don't come defending what you don't know. If you have not seen that BBC documentary, you cannot. All right? Now, what I want to ask, please, at this point, if you love contents like this, please, I want to encourage you to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and then hit the notification button for subsequent videos like this. All right, what I want to ask, I have just one litmus test for some of you. Is TB Joshua a real or a fake prophet? Is he a real or a fake prophet? Is the question that I want to ask, and that is what I want to drop here. Is he a real or is he a fake prophet? I don't want to go much. Now, if he's a real prophet, like many people would claim, how come that he did not see the collapse of that building? I mean, this is a man that predicts football match, a man that tells you everything, including the color of your pants. A lot of people have even deified him, believing he's God or he's Christ in flesh or whatever a lot of people choose to believe about him. All right? But I want to ask, this is a litmus test. I think he's a joker. If he is a real man of God, how come he did not see the building fallen? At least if he saw the building fallen, or maybe a forewarned, an angel that's shown him, or a lot of people, or God showed him, like they claim, he would have done quite a lot to discharge, to ask people to leave the building. So even if the building is falling, it will be just the building. All right. So that is the only. I don't want to come at the incriminating aspect of it. How they try to cover it up and they say it's Boko Haram. They say it's, that the building was bombed. If such thing of a magnitude, do you know over 99% of his guests were in that building? I mean, foreign guests were in that building. Google has it that about 115 people died. This documentary says 116. And I can even tell you that these are official numbers. You might be surprised that it is more. And most of these people are people from other countries like South Africa. Almost 90% of those people are from South Africa. All right? Now, I don't even want to go to start asking questions. What was done? What did Nigerian government do? What investigation was carried out? Whose fault it is? How many people were brought to book? And all this and all that and all this and all that. There are a lot of questions to ask. How come the building collapsed? If it was Boko Haram or it was anybody who did, it was a bomb, it was a terrorist attack. To what extent do we have an information about the terrorist group that actually carried out the terrorism? For instance, 9/11 in America that took almost 3,000 people's life. Everything about it was documented. The investigation carried out around it was also documented. You will know what happened. You will know what the Americans did. You will know, even to the extent of making sure that the man whose name was mentioned, Osama bin Laden, was eventually apprehended and killed. All right? So, this is justice. How much have been done to give justice to those foreigners that actually came, or maybe a compensation? What actually was it? Why was it silenced completely? What did the Nigerian government do about it? There are a lot of questions, but that is not the question I want to ask. The question I want to ask is, if he's a real prophet, why did he not know the time or have a hint from his spiritual eye that this building is going to collapse? And why were the people not evacuated from the building before the building collapsed? Now, if you're somebody who believes, who loves the truth, you should tell yourself the truth. The truth is that these men are not really what they claim to be. I see a lot of people, so-called disciples, who are coming to validate him because they feel that by validating him, they're also validating their foundation. Because if the man that I call my mentor is proven to be fake, then it means that I myself, who is a protege, is also fake. I believe that's the reason why a lot of them are talking. Okay? I am not here to say that he's real or he's fake or he did all those things they say he did. But this question should ring in your mind. If he's truly a real prophet, how come he did not see the collapse of the building? Now talk, what talk? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. All right? Subscribe and ask yourself this question. Answer it in your heart. Don't make argument. Don't argue with yourself. Just tell yourself the bitter truth. If Jesus was the one in charge of that place, or if it was Prophet Isaiah, or Prophet, all the prophets in the Bible, Elijah, Elisha, if it was the one, would he not see that the building is about to collapse and have taken, what do you call it? Taken the necessary precaution. All right. Thank you so much. This is Dede React signing out. Please subscribe.